Ševčík starts with the theme we have just played for you, and he creates 40 variations of increasing complexity in the right hand whilst maintaining a fairly close adherence to the harmony of the theme. Just to be clear, we had fun naming these variations for their lively characters. We hope Ševčík will forgive us.
Let's begin with defining the détaché, what we call the meat and potatoes stroke, because it's the basis of all bow strokes, of Ivan Galamian's first principle, and it's Suzuki's first bow stroke. So détaché is separate bows on the string, and usually, but not always, done in the middle of the bow.
Now we have some tools for helping to practice the détaché. The first is called the big black mute, and it tracks the bow nicely for us. It helps to keep the bow parallel with the bridge, and it's nice because it assumes the weight for you of the stick so that you can relax the arm. Another tool is a simple bit of black tubing, and it does basically the same thing but allows you to change the angles wherever you want it, up and down, side to side.
We also have a handy water pistol, which is a great way of introducing this movement to children. It really gets the opening and closing of your elbow going. And for very small arms and hands, you can use one of these.
Very nifty. We'll tell you where to purchase these things at the end of the video.
Now here's a brilliant example of good détaché practice in a film called A Cello Lesson with Leonard Rose.
Détaché, or detached bows. Who said there was such a thing as a straight bow? Take a look at that. What's going on there? Half moons, huh? Half moons, You want a bow straight? Do this. Everything sounds and everything is tight and nothing sounds.
We have created a template for variation 1, which makes learning the left hand easier. We can play it pizzicato. Red flag. There's a tricky bit in bar 16, the octave shift, which we recommend practicing.
And here's variation 1, which we've called rowing. So it's a détaché practice, which also features some up bow or clockwise circles.
And here's an easy way to practice. Make your soft fist with the hand and just touch the wrist to the knee in a clockwise circle.
And at the cello, this is how that looks. It's really instructive to practice this variation in slow, medium and fast tempos, SMF for short. Here's a slow one.
And a medium tempo.
And finally, you can really go for it at a fast tempo.
Variation 6 we've called stamping. We'll demonstrate here how you can play it in crotchets using pizzicato to learn the left hand first.
So this variation number 6 is a study in both détaché and collé. The main challenge is to capture the forwards energy of the semiquavers and the pulling back energy of the quavers with a crisp stroke.
In William Pleath's book Cello, on page 44, he makes the beautiful analogy of the fingers being the lips, tongue, and teeth of the bow, which brings us to the collé stroke.
Collé could be called a finger exercise for the bow hand. The bow remains on the string, hardly moving, but the fingers move. A good way to practice is to hold the bow stationary with your left hand and push and pull the bow with the right hand fingers. Now here's another clip from Leonard Rose's film, A Cello Lesson.
So in adapting it for the cello, I have taught the students this. He calls this exercise, another French word, collé. But you see, it bears a relationship to what I was doing before, of up and down, back and up. Only I'm doing this is as a dry exercise. This exercise is meant really for those players who are very tight. And the exercise really consists of straight, bend, or not really literally straight, because straight would be that, and that we don't want that. But in terms of getting an idea across to the student, you say straight, bend, from the wrist down. Again, we're pronating, remember, not supinating, pronating, and we go. Now you notice the rocking movement of the bow. This rocking movement is very important, but we must not rock the ship. We must not do this. Because if we do this, if we go this sort of thing, by that, I don't know whether the camera can catch this, but what I'm trying to do is to show again how important it is to have the proper relationship between the stick and the hair and the string and the bridge. In other words, out and down, back and up.
Here are some ways to introduce collé to a youngster. This is a squidgy ball, multicolored, which kids love, and they can just practice this movement, which illustrates the bounciness of the fingers. And this is a ball I love called Squish. Makes a wonderful sound, and it gives even more flexibility, options for flexibility to the child. What else have we got in the treasure chest?
Well, you'll find out later. When we're practicing the collé stroke, there's a strong contact between the hair of the bow and the string, but you don't apply any further pressure once you've made that contact. The thumb is very much involved with this stroke as well. Your fingers and thumb first make an O shape, and then they lengthen and make a V shape. And we can practice just that by playing this variation in crotchets, but with the bow.
bonus challenge. Start with the pattern in bar 2 first, and then play the pattern in bar 1.
And now a bit of it for real, just as Ševčík wrote.
Variation 8, shimmy and shake. Shimmy is a kind of ragtime dance in which the whole body shakes or sways.
And a shake is a fad dance move from the 60s. We have here another combined détaché and collé study.
It's a great bow warm-up. It can also be played in the middle of the bow to demonstrate the forearm movement and the fingers.
In a similar way to number 6, you can swap the rhythms around. You can start with the quavers and then go into the semi-quavers.
Variation 9, swinging. This one is in the style of a Siciliano, a dance loosely associated with Sicily and characterized by dotted rhythms.
And it's also the name of a North London pizza house.
A famous recording by Jacqueline Dupre of the Sicilienne by Von Paradis is a great example.
A good way to learn the left hand here is to simplify the rhythm. You can make the first 3 notes quavers and play the whole thing pizzicato.
Number 9 serves as a combined détaché and collé study. Here's a bite and scoop exercise to give clarity to the semi-quavers. The fingers do the work. So I'll demonstrate it slowly.
Our bonus challenge for this one is to start with a down bow. Variation 11, the tantrum. So we've got here another combination of détaché and collé, but there's a twist in this one because the bow has to lift off the string.
Practice the bite and scoop exercise. The bow needs to make contact again with the string after lifting off.
might usefully do a G minor scale to practice this rhythm and the bowing.
A nice challenge is playing the three quavers with successive up bows.